Hi everyone, Jan Fursdon here from Fursdon House. I have a new journal that I'd like to share with you, and this one is dedicated to tea and tea time and friendship as well, because that's part of, there are two books that I used to create this journal. The Art of Tea and Friendship, and that's by Sandy Lynam Clough. And I also used Sandy's Tea Society, Delighting in Friendship Steeped in Love by Sandy Lynam Clough. So I've used both of those books. I've used the original pages from those books. And of course, I also kept a copy for myself because they're lovely to read and beautiful pictures. And that's what got me started on it. I had been given one by my sweet and dearest friend, Sherry. And I was looking at it thinking, oh, this would make a lovely journal. So I purchased some very inexpensively, I was happy to report. And then I turned them into journals. So here we are. This one is, let me go over the dimensions here right quick. Let's see, it's 3 signatures. It is hardbound. It's 7.5 inches wide and 9.5 inches long. So it's a bit large. And it has a 2-inch spine. And I've literally used the cover of The Art of Tea and Friendship for the journal. And I just created my own spine. So there we have it. It's just beautiful. So let's get started. It has 3 signatures and about 75 bound pages. And it also has quite a lot of loose pages that I include to, for more writing space, because we know Jan loves her writing space. So here we go. I did a lot of fussy cutting on this one, and it was fun. I've discovered that I enjoy fussy cutting. But there you have it. See how pretty it is. And this pocket, and there's another one in there, are were I purchased them from a friend at a recent retreat, and it was just so much fun. We had a great time at the retreat, and I really enjoyed it. And so this was from Brittany. I believe her last name is Sanders. She's in a Facebook group of journal makers and what have you, but this is one of them. And inside, I got a little carried away here. I decided, instead of putting just a regular tea bag, I decided to make a tea bag and put cloves in it as a lovely sachet. They are so yummy, if you like the smell of cloves, of course. I think they're marvelous, but if you don't like it, throw it away. But there are 2 envelopes in the journal and 2 tea bags, and they're quite fragrant. So I'm just going to pop them right in there. Close that up. And then here we have a pocket behind the envelope. There we go. All of this, the backgrounds I've used are from TaylorMade journals. There's a digital kit that is lace dyed paper, and I just love it. And this, there we go. There we go. So, and I'm just going to leave these here just to kind of hurry us along. Like I said, I did a lot of fussy cutting here, and the pages were just so pretty. And I also cut out a lot of the little sayings and what have you. And this one is by C.S. Lewis. It says, "You can never have a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me." And I thought, oh, that makes so much sense. So it is larger. I've used some different paper. And so it looks a little bit different from my usual, but still. There is no trouble so great or grave that cannot be much diminished by a nice cup of tea. And you see the beautiful pictures, and I've just used part of it as a tuck spot. And these are some of the papers that I've included in there. It was great fun. The papers, I've used just a large amount of papers from a variety of digital kits. So rather than go and list every one of them, which I'm not sure is worthwhile, if there's something in particular you notice, ask me about it, and then I'll find it for you. Now, this particular picture, there's a few of them in here, is not from the kit, or is not from this book. It was a writing, a group of envelopes and pages that I had ordered years and years ago, and I guard them jealously. and I'm almost through with it. I have, I think, 3 envelopes and 3 pages left, but this is the part of the packet that it came in, and I just loved it with all the different teapots and stuff. And here we have Laura's tea menu. That's just one of the many things that was in there, and a little tuck spot here. Just beautiful. Such beautiful artwork. Sandy Clough, C-L-O-U-G-H. Here we have Ruby's tea time menu, and it's a nice journal spot on the reverse. There we go. And these are not from the book, but they're stickers that I had that I purchased, oh goodness, at least 10 years ago, and never used them, and I tend to hoard things. Not that you could ever tell that, but anyway, now they finally had a use. Here's another beautiful picture from the book. I just love this one, and I've just, again, used that as a tuck spot here, just as some paper there. Here we have a pocket. See if it goes in easily. It's so pretty. And another pocket here. This was a lot of fun to create. Of course, I also create tea cozies, and I sell those in my Etsy shop as well. And I thought about including something about a tea cozy in here, but it didn't happen. So anyway, I think I'm still going to do one more tea time journal, and maybe it'll make it in that one. This one started to take on a life of its own. At first, I was only going to do just tea time, and then I was reading the book itself, and it was referring to Sandy's Tea Society, and so the second or middle signature I've devoted to that book. So the first and third signatures are primarily from this book, and then the middle signature is from this book. So if that makes any sense. Like I said, it started taking on a life of its own, which my journals frequently do, and I just kind of let them have their head because they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. Just beautiful pictures. I love them. So pretty. More paper. And again, whoops. Isn't it beautiful? Now this is the second or middle signature, and it's the one that's devoted to the other book, Sandy's Tea Society. So here we have a pocket. Love this beautiful blue paper. I just think it's so pretty. Doesn't that look lovely? And here, now she has, in addition to tea recipes and what have you, she had dresses and you know, fancy stuff like that. And I thought, well, that's really neat. So I wanted to keep as much of that as I could. And I think there are 5 or 6 dresses, but this is the first one. I put a little heart jewelry finding on the neck there. And then I've just made it so that you can open it out. And you can also see some recipes: ribbon sandwiches, sugar scones, Sandy's Tea Society cream, and button cookies. And I've just taken bits and pieces from the book and fussy cut them. And I thought it turned out rather nice. There are the 6 dresses that are in the book. So we just looked at that one. And then this is, I know this is from My Porch Prints. I love their paper. More fussy cutting here. This one I think is my favorite with the purple. I put the little purple button on the waistline here. And again, I've make sure I'm in focus here. But I've just done the fussy cutting and what have you. So, and let's see. So pretty. And then beautiful wildflower collection. I think that's also my porch prints. Sandy's Tea Society Cake and Icing. It's a journal card. And then it was funny, I had this one little piece that I had forgotten about, and I was completely done with the journal, and I found this piece lying on the floor, and I was like, oh no. And I thought, well, how in the world am I going to use it? I thought, I'm not going to throw it away, so I just created a little journal tag, card, whatever you want to call it. It was so pretty. I was like, no way am I going to get rid of it. And there's another recipe, white chocolate and ginger apricot scones. Another dress. This one is another favorite. I put the little green belt-like thing, and then it's a little small vintage button, and it also opens up like so. I'm not sure if I can, let's see. There we go. And it's little white chocolate mice, plum tart, strawberry silk, and chocolate chip orange scones. Barely, I got a little close there on the side, but you can still make out what the recipe is if you want to try any. I got so hungry for something sweet when I was making this yesterday when I was working on it, that I went inside and made a chocolate cake. It's like, okay, this is kind of odd, but that's what I wanted. And so I made a chocolate cake and took some to my neighbor, and it was just really a nice treat. This is a lovely page. I love how this turned out. The fussy cutting up here, and then I added the umbrella. It was on a different page, and I've just added that. Put a little bit of flowers on this dress. And we open it up, and there we are. You can see the rest of it there. Just a lot of fun and a lot of space to write, so it's nice and large. And this is from a book that I got from my, this actual book, Favorite Tea Time Recipes. I got in England years and years and years ago, like back in 1980 something or other. And then my sweet friend from England, who has made me a most beautiful journal, she sent along another copy. And I was so pleased. I thought, oh, great, now I can cut up mine. So I have hers now in my kitchen. And it's really nice because it shows, not only are the recipes there, but it shows some of the countryside and drawings and what have you. And it's just really neat. So I really appreciate that. So again, this is my copy that I cut up. And the other one is safely deposited in my kitchen. So there we go. It's nice also when you read some of the recipes from the English, this little English book, because they use different words than we do, and it's really kind of neat when you go over them all, and it's like, wait a minute, what's a tin, and what is sugar icing, and let's see, if I can, castor sugar, things like that. So, but I learned to follow those recipes. I didn't do a lot of cooking as far as English food, but I have done some, and it was kind of neat to see that like that. Here's another one. I just added the little faux pearl, and then the little flower up here with the little pearl center. Put in the umbrella that was on a different page. And again, this one opens up as well. All of the dresses open up. So I thought that was neat. So I had a lot of fun with the book, as I said, and it came together rather fast. It was rather nice. More pages here. And I had these little strips of paper that I had cut off to, make them fit the pages in other places. And I thought, well, I'm just going to trim them up, and we can use those as little journal spots too. So I thought, I'm not going to throw them away. So I didn't. And there they are. There's a few others in the back. Aunt Mary's tea cakes. I love tea cakes. They're kind of plain, but they're delicious, especially with a cup of tea. And there we have another Opens up like so. It was nice to be able to use a lot of the trim. A lot of the pages were edged in this, so I just cut it out and, you know, used it wherever I could. And that's the end of the second signature. And then here's the other envelope that I was talking about earlier. And then I purchased this from, oh, the name just went right out of my head, Brittany. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I love it. And that was again at the retreat. And inside also is another little tea bag, if you will, that I made with cloves in it. Lovely, lovely scent. And then some more of these little cut-offs to use. I hate throwing things away or wasting. So, more beautiful paper, and then some more fussy cutting. Isn't it gorgeous? There's another piece from that packet of stationery that I purchased. Beautiful papers. A recipe for blackcurrant iced tea. But again, everything is from those two books. The little butterflies and such pretty teacups. And we have more paper. I'm not sure if it shows up well on camera, but it's a very faint lacy pattern to it. Just beautiful. And there's the last piece of that stationery box that I ordered from. And this one, again, it may or may not show up well, but it is a lace pattern. That's just so pretty. And then I backed it with another pattern. That's probably my favorite. Well, there are 3 or 4 of my favorite cutouts in here. And again, this is more paper. And I like this. This is from Anne of Green Gables. It says, "I can just imagine myself sitting down at the head of the table and pouring out tea," said Anne, shutting her eyes ecstatically, "and asking Diana if she takes sugar. I know she doesn't, but of course I'll ask her just as if I didn't know." Sweet. There we go. Whoops. Skipped a page. There we go. So pretty. This is from The Wind in the Willows, and it talked about tea and what have you. Beautiful paper. Put that in there. And a pocket. Isn't that lovely? I was going to make that one another tuck spot, but it was so small, I thought, no, I'm just going to let the beauty shine through. And that is the last page. This is what I call my the writing boards. They're nice and solid, and I like putting them underneath a page when I'm writing. You know, if you're writing on something like this and you've got the back, that's fine. But, you know, if you're in the middle of this journal and you're writing, sometimes it can get difficult, and this just gives you a little bit of stability. And it's also a great way to show more artwork from the from the book or whatever you're doing. So that was in the book, and the reverse also. So pretty. And that's just my maker's mark. And that is it. So if you have any questions, The journal is for sale. It'll be in my Etsy shop, and I'll put the link below. I love hearing from you, so if you do have any questions, please let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Take care and have a lovely and blessed week. Bye-bye.